closing thoughts is that I don't want to play that game now.
What up YouTube, Bonsai here, back with another Melanesians React. In this video, I get my buddy Tao, and yes, his name is actually Tao. That's a Melanesian name, a Motuan name to be specific. And yeah, I get Tao to react to Bricky's How to Play Warhammer Darktide. So a few disclaimers to get out of the way. Firstly, Tao is vaguely familiar with the world of Warhammer 40k when I got him to play Dawn of War 2. And as well as that, just prior to recording the footage you're about to see, which was recorded in December of 2022, he had just seen Lutin's What the F is Warhammer 40k. And I had planned to release that as a reaction video, but unfortunately I wasn't too happy with the way the footage turned out. And also I've kind of lost the footage now since then, so even if I wanted to make the video, I wouldn't be able to. That said, I still wanted you all to see his reaction to Bricky's How to Play Warhammer Darktide, and so that's what you're getting today. So yeah, with that intro out of the way, let's get right into the video.
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently being lobotomized for the glory of the Imperium. Oh no, they botched the surgery. Welcome, rejects, to Atomic Prime. I am John Warhammer, and there is a possibility that you have stumbled upon Darktide.
No.
Wow, this game looks fun, but I don't really understand what's going on here. What is this weird variant of zombies? Why does everything look like a cathedral? Why so much organ music? Who is the God Emperor? Nothing has been more fun as of late.
How long has this game existed, Naminosaurus?
Tell them all about every little aspect of the title. I definitely get annoying when I do. So in order to preserve my friendships, I can instead point to a video right here and not only teach you about your place in the universe of Warhammer 40k, but also how to play Darktide. And luckily, I can do so with the help of Darktide. This video is sponsored by Warhammer Darktide. This is the brand new 4-player co-op experience from Fatshark, creators of the esteemed Warhammer Vermintide games as well, and it is a delightful day when I, John Warhammer, can be sponsored by Mr. Warhammer themselves. So I will show you all how to be a fantastic servant of the Emperor and fight heresy in his holy name. But first, if you want to play anything you see on the screen right now, you can check out Darktide down there in the description and grab it for yourself. It is Nurgle's got me. It is excellent, because if you haven't played the game, the rest of the stuff here might go a little over your head, unless you're just Mr. Warhammer. And if that's the case, then awesome, you're already more than prepared. But if not, do check it out in the description. It is excellent. It is a lot of fun. Would recommend it. Am sponsored? Yeah. Still fun? Yeah. Let's talk. For starters, let's chat lore. Oh god damn it. Warhammer 40,000 is a sci-fi and fantasy hybrid taking place in the 41st millennium. In this world, hell is real and is a genuine threat to civilization. Humanity was once led by a 10-foot-tall godlike being known as the Emperor of Mankind, and through his strength and genius led humanity across the stars to conquer a million, yes, a genuine, non-hyperbolic million colonized planets. 10,000 years ago, 9 of his 18 sons led a rebellion that, despite eventually failing, left him a shattered and dying corpse atop a golden throne to be fed 1,000 souls of humans a day in order to survive. In those 10,000 years, humanity's main governing body, the Imperium of Man, have taken him up as a martyr and have slowly degraded into a religious fascist state. To be a part of the Imperium is to know untold violence and war for a better part of your life. The Emperor, the God Emperor, is the only true divine being in the galaxy, and you will serve him and his Imperium until your dying breath, in which you will then be transferred into corpse starch and fed to other people. In the world of Warhammer, there is no greater gift to mankind than to die in the Emperor's service. If you truly want a good picture of what it's like to live in the Imperium, just read the loading screens. Each of them is pinpoint accurate. Here on this planet, we have Atomic Prime and its major hive city, Tertium. Tertium is a city that holds billions of people, and is basically if New York City was multiplied 10 times over and stretched into atmosphere. That is what a hive city is, and hell has gotten loose in Tertium, and one of hell's 4 major gods, the Chaos Gods, has sought to infect it for their own game. This Chaos God is Nurgle, god of pestilence, disease, decay, and death. Nurgle has infected this place from the lowest dregs of the working class all the way up to the spires of the rich and powerful. Now, normally, like any good Imperial citizen would, we would bomb it from orbit, but Tertium has many strategic assets that make it worth taking back. The problem is we don't have the manpower to do it without traditional soldiers. And that's where you come in. You are one of 4 separate classes prepared to be executed for some discretion to the Imperium. Lack of faith in the Emperor, insubordination, dereliction of duty, or maybe just looking the wrong way at a higher up. These all carry punishment of death. But what greater pleasure is there than to die in the Emperor's service?
What greater pleasure is there to die in the Emperor's service?
You arise to kill the servants of the Plague God and to redeem yourself in the God Emperor's holy light. First, you must pick your reject. You have 4 total options, with each of them having a variety of playstyles. First and foremost, we have the Veteran, a veteran soldier of the Imperium's main fighting force, the Imperial Guard. Guardsmen are hardened soldiers, strong in faith but stronger in martial prowess. Typical Imperial Guard battles use guardsmen as fodder in order to soak up the enemy's big guns to allow them to be blasted with tanks, artillery, and aircraft. You are a veteran in an army with a 90% mortality rate on their first deployment. Fear the old in a profession
90% mortality rate in their first
deployment. The veteran will operate as your standard, just kind of range damage specialist. You gain bonuses to headshot damage, have extra ammo, and can utilize your main ability to highlight special enemies and do extra damage against them. Every class has a primary weapon, a melee weapon, and a grenade that is specific to each class. Your grenade,
I'm not even halfway through.
a grenade.
Play this game.
Nobody else has that type of grenade. So in a horde shooter, being able to chuck Mr. Bombastic is a lot more helpful than you realize. You aren't the fastest of the classes and your stamina is a bit low, but Darktide is a 50-50 ranged and melee game that sways depending on the class you play. The Veteran is saying, good luck getting me to use my shovel. The Zealot is the horse girl of the 41st millennium, when you take faith in the Emperor and make it your whole personality. Hoes be asking for men over 6 feet, but skipping on the number of heretics set aflame.
Hoes be asking for men over 6 feet.
About the Emperor, which one would think ever shitting about the Emperor is a bad thing. But even the most devout Christians don't get on their knees and praise Jesus when McDonald's ice cream machine was working. The Zealot is simply built different.
All will unfold as the beneficent Emperor wills. The Emperor demands you die!
Oh shit.
The only true God.
The Zealot has high stamina, but the same relative health as everyone else. However, you also have a meter called Toughness. Think of Toughness sort of like a shield before you take actual health damage that is regenerated by being near your other teammates, stacking higher per person. You know what else regenerates your toughness? Glorious melee combat. You know who generates even more toughness in combat? The Zealots. You push towards the melee side of that 50-50 split and decide the best way to deal with a heretic is to run at them screaming at the top of your lungs and introduce their face to your blade or chainsaw or hammer. You have large stun grenades, great for crippling hordes, and overall just excel in melee combat, sometimes even getting benefits for being low on health, because martyrdom is a blessing. Because what greater gift do we have than to die in the Emperor's service? Health is a social concept to the Zealots. You will run into battle with 1 HP, completely regenerating toughness to make you an unkillable god, while simultaneously murdering everything in your path. Now, I mentioned already, hell is real, but one might ask, can you utilize hell for your own gain? Well, the unfortunate Psykers don't get a choice. A Psyker is a special mutation of humanity that allows them to reach into hell, or in this case, hell is known as the warp, to allow for special powers. The problem is that reaching into hell means hell can reach back, and the more you push yourself, the more you reach into the warp, the more problems you're going to have. Also, since you're a mutant, you and the Zealot are just the best of friends.
I see how you all regard me, as if I'm something inhuman. Well, I'm glad to be so. Blasphemy! Sit here and I'm
The Psyker is your classic mage-style character. Rather weak in terms of stamina and health, but absolutely loaded in terms of damage. What keeps you in check damage-wise isn't any
honestly, you see, he's just squashing them with his
come in many ways, and the higher that percentage becomes, the more problematic it will become for you.
Yeah, war powers.
What you get in exchange for this is all manner of
I like that.
The main one is just popping heads of enemies, which does extreme damage, but chain lightning, warp flame, just AoE explosions, you name it. The Psyker has it. Your only downside is your personality. And finally,
your only downside is your personality.
Not because you want life to be easy, but because you genuinely don't know how to think. Well, Ogrins may be for you. Ogrins are enormous abhumans that trade any possibility of intelligence for pure muscle. In the lore, the Ogryn you play as has a special chip installed to drastically increase his intelligence. So you're currently playing the smart one.
This is our manufactured routine. This place is ours.
Life as Ogryn is simple. You, big man. Little ones, small, need protecting. You do that, and then you break angry, smaller ones upon your car-lifting muscles. You specialize in tanking damage and crowd control. You do plenty of damage with your own weapons, both melee and ranged, but one would say that isn't your focal point. You can use these gigantic shields to tank damage, grenade launchers to deal with hordes, or better yet, just use your girth. Most Ogrins barely even have infant-level intelligence. One of the most famous Ogrins of all time was able to count to the number 4 without an intelligence chip. You may be smarter, but don't think too hard. This is why it's canon for ogre names to almost never be more than 1 syllable. You get powerful titles like Thud, Oof, Grud, Bang, Tug, Thork, Girth, so on. Story time. Someone goes up to the ogre, right? Says, all right, big fella, here's your weapons, right? You got your club, you got yourself your big old gun, and here is called a box of grenades. You take these and you throw them at the enemy. The ogre thinks, take these, throw them at enemy. Got it. Your grenade is throwing a box of grenades that is not primed, and you do damage with direct impact. Ogre. Once you've chosen a class, you can then pick a background and customize them. At the moment, there isn't a ton of changes that go into where you come from or your story.
This is a Rousey one,
including tidbits and stuff.
This is from the old box.
Yeah. They just did that, I guess, as a pro. And like, I guess it's physical damage. I
mean, yeah, also, damage is like...
doesn't explode, but it hits and pushes the enemies back.
Oh, just talking about get the box of grenades. That's what it did. Box of grenades. And it actually is in the game, bro.
It's in the game.
What?
The character creator is next. You can make them look however you like. Again, this is all just cosmetic.
Oh, nice.
The actual face you can change in the in-game doctor whenever you feel like it. The #1 most important thing you need to care about is your character's voice lines. This is not changeable after character creation at the moment and is a massive part of the game. Unlike Vermintide that had specific characters, each class has 3 voice lines per body type. If you pick a masculine or feminine body type, you'll get 3 different voice types with 6 different actors depending, except if you're an Ogrim who has 1 body type. Thick. In Darktime, despite each character being custom with their own appearance and name, the voice lines practically operate as your character's personality.
Nice.
There is also a guardsman voice pack that can only be accessed if your homeworld is Cadia, which also allows you the special purple eye color too. So keep in mind that if you want to use it. The variety in these voice lines is quite high.
I mean, it makes
really
sense.
help show the kind of character you're creating. Personally, I judge voice packs entirely on what they say when you activate their special abilities. For example, the veteran.
It's like other games. Is there other games that do this or no?
I think so. I think so. But this is the only one that I'm
familiar with. Oh, that's nice. Cause like,
I'm really glad that
in war, like obviously you have to have like personality and whatever to lead your group and everything.
Yeah, and also like keep banter among soldiers too. They soldiers are not mindless killers.
Exactly.
We're going to have 3, the Professional, Cutthroat, and Loose Cannon. Professional is your tried and true strong guardsman. He's a career soldier and generally likable, so his ability voice lines are all pretty standard stuff.
Precision fire! Engaging critical target!
The Cutthroat Guardsman was born on Cadia, which,
blew up.
very happy about his home planet being gone.
You're laughing, but it's a sad tragedy.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god, no, I didn't expect that. But they're walking funnier, that's why I was
Yeah,
like,
I know.
it's just sad, why am I walking funny?
But yeah, anyway.
Okay.
And he shows it.
I'm not having to I'm watching. Always. Turn your coats and I'll find you.
Ugh. He's the like revenge type person, taking revenge on people who destroyed his planet. Oh well, that's sad. Oh my god, honestly, that's sad. He's only survivor, jeez.
No,
Oh, he's not
one
the
of
only.
the few
survivors.
Though obviously it was a very populated, billions, like a hive city can have 9 billion people in one hive city. Like Tertium has how many billions of people?
Yeah.
And that's one city.
That's
other
one,
cities.
yeah, the other cities. Oh, jeez. Oh well, then. Not that sad after all.
So that's what I'm saying. Basically, Cadia does have a lot of Cadians who are still alive and around, but their homeworld is gone.
Right. Yeah, that's sad.
It was an epic. It was like, in Avengers, where there was that fight scene with Thanos Endgame.
Yeah.
But Thanos won.
Yeah.
In this
Oh,
one.
right.
So.
And then, yeah.
Won this time, not like there was no going back. It destroyed.
I see. True, yeah. Okay.
Canon in games sometimes, and I think, damn, there's some good voice lines.
So, Daddy, why are you all so puny? Magic.
Don't get it, why are you all so puny?
Lots of magic.
This continues with the other characters. The Zealot has various levels of piety. The Psychers are all over the place, including an insane German man or person who thinks the Emperor is their boyfriend and other crazy shenanigans.
You are there, aren't you, beloved? It's ever so hard to hear your voice.
And the Ogryn is the Ogryn.
I can't hear nothing.
Funny Slavic Ogryn, angry mad Orc Ogryn, or the physical incarnation of 8 Xenos, 8 Chaos, love me Emperor. Simple as.
Not sure how I got here. Don't much care.
When this is all finally done and complete, you may hop into your game, travel around the Morning Star, see all of the world, and realize that devotion to the Emperor can even be present through the architecture of starships.
Okay.
When you get to the holomap in the center of the table, you have multiple missions with 5
It's almost
separate
like the
difficulty
code, right?
pips. Don't even
The
think about doing
zombie
anything
spot?
above level 2.
Zombie
When I
mode,
was
it has
level
elements of
10
that,
out of
but,
30
like,
on my
that'll be-
character, I was still
Well, I haven't
mainly
played
only
myself
doing
yet,
level
so I can't
2s
say.
with the
Yeah.
occasional
I know
3.
that
So start
obviously
with
the
1.
law is very
You'll want to
different,
familiarize yourself
Yeah.
with the game as much as you can without too much pain. Each mission
That's
will
the
have a
whole
rough
process.
difficulty time frame of between 15 to 30 minutes depending on difficulty. The main objective is to move from one point to the other and do anything and everything the sassy tech priest tells you to do.
I have complete confidence in you.
Oh,
Was
okay.
that convincing? I can never tell.
As you move through the mission, you will do a combination of killing enemies, looting for supplies, looking for currencies, and objectives such as holdout points, auspex scans, objective delivery, and more. When it comes to enemies, Nurgle has certainly blessed quite a few of them, and there are a shockingly high volume of enemy types. You have regular Chaos Cultists and Poxwalkers that make up fodder enemies, with armored soldiers being tougher and harder hitting. You also have Chaos Guardsmen equipped with ranged weaponry that can suppress you and do a staggeringly high amount of damage if left unchecked. But the specials you need to look out for the most. You've got Maulers, Ragers, Volley Gunners, Shotgunners, Tox Flamers, Mutants, Poxbursters, Bombers, Snipers, Trappers, Plaguehounds, Crushers, Bulwarks, and Reapers for Mass Effect. Yeah, there's a lot to deal with. Honestly, most of these you'll figure out on your own when you see them, and the only specialized way to deal with some are when you get to the higher levels. Don't let the sniper shoot you, don't let maulers hit you, and don't let dogs pin you. It's pretty self-explanatory, and with practice, you'll find a way to deal with all of them. If I have any real true advice to give to new players, it's to stick as a team. Not only is it advantageous from a people who go alone die point of view, but it's also advantageous from a genuine game mechanic point of view. Your toughness regenerates faster when you are with your team, and that affects stats with more players. Staying as a team is smart from a coordination and mechanical point of view. There's even a little bip, blip, pip boy down in the bottom left-hand corner that shows who is in coherency. Not to mention, there are often feats and abilities you get that assist your teammates in coherency, so stick together. Move as a team, play as a team, because if you move alone, you die alone. You'll find things around the map to help you survive, often ammo being the main one. The rule of thumb is that the veteran should have priority ammo-wise, then the Ogryn, Zealot, and finally Psyker. Though the Ogryn and the Zealot can kind of flip-flop depending on whether the Ogryn built for melee or the Zealot brought a flamer. The veteran should get ammo priority, and then you can pick between the two depending on what weapons they brought. So stop stealing my fucking ammo. If you want me to kill that sniper looking to give you a haircut, maybe don't hog the ammo for your fucking machine pistol, Zealot.
Take the fragging ammo again.
Other than random ammo, you'll find the ammo crates. These will be dropped when you want them and then can refill both you and your teammates' ammo or health back to full. Health will go until that little purple bar. What is that purple bar? Well, you see, Norgal might be convincing with that award-winning smile, but some people don't get convinced easily, so they need to be corrupted. This is your corruption meter. The purple will never be healed when you are healed. The only way to get rid of this is to find the healing stations known as medical servitors. In Warhammer 40k, artificial intelligence is considered one of the largest forms of heresy. Have you ever noticed that when you put down a data interrogator, it has a little human skull in it? That's because it is a human skull with a human brain in it, acting as a computer. Gather around, children, gather around. Papa Bricky is going to tell you about how we make servitors in the Imperium. A servitor is generally a criminal that has been lobotomized, dissected, dismembered, and put back together in a robotic form to serve as a slave for the wider Imperium. There is a high chance that if you, reject, were not executed for your crimes, you would have suffered this fate. Sometimes the lobotomies are successful. Sometimes, in rare cases, there is an issue of relapse.
Oh my god, it's relapsed. I'm so lonely. What happened? Failure.
So yeah, I'm just gonna walk really far away from that concept. Just that man gaining self-awareness again. If I don't think about it, the pain won't arrive, you know? Smile. But this servitor will fully heal you.
Oh my god.
Corruption.
However,
do watch for
I didn't know
the
this.
lights below him.
Oh shit.
I told you.
It's actually a living person.
It's a living person. Well, I mean, normally they lobotomize them, but because of how, I mean, look at how the setting is. They obviously mess up sometimes with their surgeries and shit. So when they mess up and they don't fully lobotomize you're alive and you're conscious.
They're conscious and then they're like, I'm so lonely. I feel, what is this? Oh my god.
Help. We'll talk about that more later. Yeah.
This tells you how many charges it has. On hard difficulties, this will have fewer and fewer, so make sure you don't rush to it and use it instantly. Save the charges for the right people. Other than that, you can just look for materials such as plasteel, but that's just if you feel like doing a little bit more exploring. Once you finish the mission and extract, you'll be rewarded with XP and currency. With experience comes feats. These are basically like perks that you get every 5 levels, and you get 3 to choose from and can be swapped out whenever you're not in a mission. But what do you do like outside of a mission? Well, people often forget that the Imperium runs on faith, but not faith alone. They also run on murder money. Heading over to the servitor and
murder money.
Here you can get more weapons and gear like curios, passive trinkets, or other things that have ratings and rarities that you can enhance or forge with a tech priest at a higher level as well. The higher your level, the more feats you get, the more curio slots you unlock, and the more weapons you have access to. A veteran may just start with a las gun and auto rifle for their ranged weapons, but with time, you might get other variants, styles of las gun, or even bigger, chunkier things like the bolter or the hot plasma gun. And from there, you're off to the races, my friend. With levels comes upgrades. With upgrades comes weapons. With weapons comes contracts. And with contracts comes upgrades again. And so on. Oh, wait. I forgot something. If you ever hear whispering, like a lot of whispering, just standing still and whispering, go ahead and shoot them. It's an enemy of the Imperium, right? It would be wrong of you not to kill it. Do it. Shoot them. Do it. Shoot them. Wake them up now. Kill them now. And that, my friends, is how you play Darktide. Despite the tutorial in Psychonim, I think it can be a little bit overwhelming for people who don't have a ton of experience in
voice
this
or whatever
game genre or the Warhammer 41st Millennium world. Final statement, the Psychonim does have something called the Meat Grinder. If you ever want to test out your character's voice lines, weapon damage, or enemy interactions. I really love Darktide so far. I really appreciate them sponsoring this video. I would pick it up. I know I'm sponsored. I don't care. It's great. I do recommend it. It is in the description. I would give it a look. Are you going to the Warhammer Open in Vegas? And if you are, just
bro, this game is nice.
I will be. I will be going to the LVO in...
Bro, this game is epic, man. I mean, from the looks of it, it's really... I need to play it. That's all.
What do you think about like the powers, the psychers and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. Psycho's power is just insane, man. Like, what? Just crushing people's head from far. It's just nice. I like that Psycho's ability as well. And then this, what do you call that other guy?
Ogrin, yeah.
Ogrin.
They're kind of a play on ogres. So you know in fantasy how there's ogres.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Wait, is this like a mutated guy?
Basically, they're mutated humans.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then they're bigger and stronger, thick,
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
but they're a little bit dumb.
Dumb. Yes,
Dumb.
they sacrifice brain power for muscles.
Jeez. Yeah.
Then you
makes
have
sense.
So then you have the priests, and then the zealots.
Yeah, zealots. Yeah, zealots.
And then you have the veterans. So which one of the four do you like the most? Who do you
I
want
was
to be?
gonna say the Psychers.
Psychers.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then Zealot too is like very
Interesting.
very
Close second.
Yeah.
Or
Pardon?
like, would your favorite be Psychers and then close second is zealots?
Yeah, close second. I don't know. I would go with Zealots.
Oh, actually, zealots.
Yeah.
If we
Because
were
from what
playing,
they described, they're like,
if we were playing together,
Yeah.
you'd want to be zealot.
yeah.
Yeah, the servitors. What did you think about them? Did you expect that to be a thing?
No, I didn't. What? I didn't. Wait, can we just recap on that one again?
What they are?
Servitors, yeah.
So they're humans who get lobotomized, right? So they
Oh yes.
cut off pieces of the brain, whatever, in lobotomy, and
Yeah.
then
Okay. Now I remember.
they cut off their consciousness, ideally, and they're supposed to be not have their consciousness working, but the rest of the brain functions
Yeah.
intact, which can be hijacked at that point
Yeah.
to be used to do computational stuff.
Yes, that's so. Well, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect.
Have
that
you ever
this,
heard of that before? In any...
No, bruh. There's no other game. I mean, well, the games that I was exposed to, I haven't seen any. But this one is like, it's very interesting because if it like gains consciousness now, it's gonna be
Yeah,
what
you'll
do
see
you
the
call
ones
it?
again.
System failure, whatever
System
that
failure.
is.
Semi-conscious, and it's going to be saying which.
What? I'm scared. Like what? It makes sense.
Okay. Any other closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts is that I don't want to play that game now.
Awesome. Okay, I guess this is where we'll end the video. Say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you whenever if I see you again for another reaction video.
Definitely.
Okay.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Okay.
Peace out.